So I'm in a house doing a inspection for a fire damage repair job on a house. There was some type of fire in here, and what they had to do was they had to go in and they had to repair / replace some of the engineered trusses in this house. And so as far as inspection is concerned, and what I might look for as a building inspector is did they replace it like for like? So in a flood or a fire damage situation, as long as the existing structure is structurally sound, you can replace like for like. And that's per the IEBC, the International Existing Building Code. Obviously, you're gonna wanna check with your local building department if you end up in a situation like this, but at least in our area, when we end up with a fire, and if somebody has like 2x4 rafters and they've been there forever and they've been holding the roof up, they can go put those 2x4 rafters right back in just like they had them, and we will approve it. In this particular instance, this is a newer house, and they have engineered trusses, so they went in and replaced those trusses. So what I would really look for, there's not a lot to peek at. What I'd look at is the engineering, the truss specs, make sure all the bracing is there, and then make sure some type of mechanical connection is installed from the top plate to the truss, like a hurricane clip or something. In this particular instance, they use screws, which is perfectly fine. It meets that requirement. So I thought I'd show you the engineering, show you what it is that I look for, and then I'll kind of try to show you the best I can. The lighting's not the best in here, but kind of show you where the truss bracing is and the truss screws. Okay, so these are the truss specs, and you can see right there and right there, you kind of zoom in, those look like little 2x4s. So those are truss bracing. So these are engineered, somebody has stamped these specs. And so I would require that there be truss bracing in those two locations. People can put in what they call rat runs, which would be like boards along the bottom if they wanted to, but I would have to see those two installed in order to approve it. So that's what I'm looking for truss bracing. And then down here, I don't know how well you can read it, but it says provide a mechanical connection by others of truss to bearing plate capable of withstanding 109 pounds uplift at joist 1 and 138 pounds uplift at joist 9. So they're telling you exactly where to put your truss hurricane clips or your mechanical connection. So that's kind of what we look for when we come to truss bracing and trusses, engineered trusses. It has to be per this design because it's engineered and stamped. So now let's hop up and let's look at some of the bracing. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see this, but right up here would be the bracing right here. Carries all the way through, all the way to the end. And kind of back over there, you can see the other row right there, just like the approved plans and the engineered specs. So they met the requirement. And here they've labeled the truss, so I could go look at the truss specs and make sure it says A1 on it, but I already know it says it. So I'm good here and I'm good there. I'm good with my truss bracing. So now we got to look at our mechanical connection. So here what they've done is instead of a hurricane clip or a metal bracket connection, they've used a truss screw. And you can see them in each one of these trusses. So there they've met the requirement for the truss connection at the bearing point and their truss bracing. So this has been with Building Code Tips. That's just a quick rundown of what I would look for as a building inspector out in the field. If someone is repairing some roof trusses or any type of rafters or something like that, I'm gonna wanna make sure it's braced up, it's per your approved plans, and you've got your mechanical connection there at the top plate. If you need anything else, any more tips, by all means visit buildingcodetips.com, hit the subscribe button, and definitely hit like if this helps you out. I definitely appreciate the support.